Hey everybody, it's Dr. Gigglez from the Hauntapolooza PODCAST, and I got my kid here, Jeremy JuggaNUTZ. And we're going to be talking about Big Ballas. I know it's been about 2 months since we went to Big Ballas, but we finally got some time to sit down and talk about it. Before we get into that, and the reason why that you went to Big Ballas, tell everybody a little bit, how did you get into listening to ICP and different, Twisted and Juggalo music and stuff like that? How did you get into that?
I don't know, really.
Because I just remember a couple of years ago walking by your bedroom, and then you were just bumping ICP. So I don't know. So what made you decide to go, hey, screw it, I'm going to listen to it?
Probably because of all the times you did.
Yeah, I know, I listen to it a lot. All right, so here's the context of the story. I mean, everybody out there, all the different fan sites and stuff have been doing their reviews, but this occasion is a little bit different. What we did was, he had never been to any event that was related to Juggalo, Psychopathic, nothing. And so I was talking to my brother, and we were like, hey, Big Ballas happened the day after Jeremy's birthday. So let's make it a surprise birthday present. So he didn't know what was going on. It was we told him. I mean, everybody else knew except you and your brother, but
Dan kind of knew a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of guessed it, but we wouldn't let him know that's what it was. So what we did was we told him. I said, "Oh, we're gonna pack a bag. We get on the plane and we're going." And he didn't know anything. And even as we were flying, he was kind of curious and questioning why. What are we doing? Where are we going? I mean, did you think that you were going to a Psychopathic event?
No, we were just hanging out there.
Oh, did we decide just to go hang out in Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay. And my take, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you had no idea what was going on until you got to Psychopathic Records. Is that true?
Yes.
Because I know, the day of, which was December 22nd, we drove by we found out what the office address was, and we drove by the office. And just to show him, part of the history of it, and even after, the next day we were flying home, we stopped by the Fago plant, so you could see all this different, different pieces to the puzzle and drive down the different areas from the songs that ICP talked about to give him that history. Being a new Juggalo, that he got to experience a little bit of this. So, what did you think about when we pulled into that parking lot and we had to take vans to go somewhere? What were you thinking at that moment?
I was very confused on why we were going to get vans.
And then when you pulled up, now you knew that it was Psychopathic Records because of driving by, right? When we pulled up in the vans, or no?
No, I didn't even know.
And then I remember when we got to the door where everybody was going in, you're like, what are we doing? And I was like, happy birthday, Big Ballas at Psychopathic Records.
I was like, huh?
So, at that moment, what did you think?
Fun time.
All right, so we went in and we got patted down, made sure we didn't have any phones. And then what did you get? What was the first thing you got?
This thingy.
So we got that. We got the
charm.
The Santa Claus. There's a fat bitch logo with the charm on it from that album, the EP. And then they handed that out during the concert, which was the MC Breed ICP collaboration. That
Yeah.
But they also handed us this
at the door.
Yeah, which is a really good. I felt this and this were really good, cool. I didn't know what we were getting and what was going on. So now that it's weird for being your first Psychopathic event.
Yeah.
That you got to be where all the magic happened, the history behind everything was in that building. And, we got merchandise. You got a Juggalo jersey. You got the hat. Did you get anything else? Oh, you got a t-shirt, right?
Yeah, under...
Oh, he got the Great Malenko. Right now as it stands, what's your favorite ICP album? What's the favorite? What is your
Riddle Box?
Riddle Box is your favorite. That was mine. That's the era that I entered into. So back in '95, that's what that's what was out. That's what was new, and that's what I got. And then I was down ever since. So it's been a long time coming, I guess.
Yeah.
So without going room to room yet, what was your favorite experience out of Big Ballas? What was your favorite thing that you saw or took part in or whatever?
Probably a lot of those. I'm confused on why there were so many rooms. That's
the office. That's the headquarters. That's where they do all the business.
That was funny though.
All right, so I'll let you think about that as we go through. So one of the first things we did after we bought some merchandise, we went into an office, which is what they call the Wall of Commerce. It's all the different
Like
pictures and stuff that people sent over the years, and which was cool. We took a picture, and then that picture finally got ICP Psychopathic finally put it online, and we'll put that up in the video that we took in front of the big Ballas banner, which was cool. Father-son tag team duo.
Yeah.
And then after we went through the room and looked at everything, we went down the hall. Down the hall is the Lotus Pod, which is their recording studio.
Yep.
And who was in the studio?
Oh man, there was a bunch of people.
No. Which artist was in there?
Oh, I don't remember.
How do you not remember?
Cause it's been 2 months.
Big Hoodoo.
Oh yeah. And Straight Jacket, right?
He's the engineer. He's the engineer for Psychopathic. But Big Hoodoo was working on one of the songs for his new album that's coming out, and they were editing it down. He'd go in the booth and he'd record, and then they'd edit some more stuff and change things around, which was awesome. It was really cool to see that in action. And then we went upstairs. I mean, the lobby of the place, because when we went in, it was really like the back door.
Yeah.
You know where the Christmas tree was and the pictures of all the artists and stuff?
Yeah.
That's the lobby. So that was really nice. You seen the pictures of the artists, and that was cool. And then we went upstairs, and the first office that you get to is Jump Steady.
Yeah.
And a cool little tidbit about that was I used to talk to Jump Steady back in the day. I'm talking like back in the day. And I wasn't trying to get clout, and I was like, dude, I don't know if you remember. And then he remembered, and it was cool. You know, we talked for a few minutes, and then we were talking about like Morton's List and Quest for Shangri-La, and we were talking about Juggalos Against Sanity, and we were talking about, the different games and the stuff and all that, and it was really cool. And he happened to take out of his own collection and gave to my brother a copy of Morton's List. We used to have it back in the day, and then I sold it. And back then, nobody really wanted to play it, so I was like, well, I might as well get rid of it because nobody's going to play it. And but now that we have our own copy, we're gonna play the hell out of that thing. We're going to get together and play Morton's List. And that, I mean, Brandon was going through the booklet and reading things. He's like, there's so much cool stuff to do. So that was like awesome that he actually did it, and it really meant a lot to even me and my brother that was given out. That wasn't, it was really cool. And then we took a picture and we put that up too. Me and my son here with Jump Steady, and it was awesome. It was just one of those feel good moments. It really meant a lot. And I mean, what did you think? I mean, you know Jump Steady is Violent J's brother, but.
Yeah.
What was it like meeting Jump Steady? Like, instead of hearing the name, you actually got to go face to face and
Probably
meet him.
more surprised than unsurprised. I was more surprised than anything.
All right. And then, if you went down the hallway, they had Psychopathic TV, where they do the podcast.
Yeah,
and then Rude Boy was in there, and Keegan.
Carlito was
DJ Carlito, which is Rude Boy's son. And we were in there for a little bit, and then we left. And then we went down. You get to go into Billy Bill's office. You got to go in like a conference room.
Yeah, or someone do like a random like conference kind of thing. And it was funny.
Yeah, and you get to see all that stuff. We also got to go into the prop room, and there's pictures. And we're going to post pictures throughout this video because video and cameras were not allowed in there. You were only allowed to get
Those little
the disposable cameras,
like the old,
and that was it. And so we got pictures of you holding one of the axes, the big giant axe, and you got to go in a room, and it was really cool. Beyond that, I mean, the place what they showed us it was big, but not gigantic, but it was more of hanging out, seeing things, because then we went back into the, back into the Psychopathic radio podcast room, and they were playing games and stuff, and I won a DVD. They handed me a DVD, and they handed you a DVD.
Yep.
And we almost won the traveling the furthest to get there, because I was like, I came from Rhode Island, and they were like, whoa, that's far. Like, usually stuff like that's local. People aren't really like flying out to that. And then there was somebody there from Alabama, and it was pretty close in terms of mileage, like to get there. Like it was it could have gone almost anyway, but Alabama won it by not much, but they won. And but in any case, we got an older JCW DVD. You got a JCW DVD. I also bought Juggalos Against Sanity, and we played that. That was fun. You know, it was funny playing that when we came back. That only was Brandon playing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the three of us knew all the references that nobody else did, like all the different.
Yeah.
And it's funny. They're like, "What the hell's a Lama Nama Numi?" And also the different stuff. So we're all cracking up because we know all that stuff, and they had nothing. So, and then by the end of it, we got to see an acoustic set of Insane Clown Posse. They had the guitarists from Motown Rage. They also had the guitarist from Uncle Kracker. And that was kind of mind-blowing to just see the guitarist from Uncle Kracker, because Uncle Kracker is, you know, a very well-known band, and having that. And it was cool just seeing it all together and seeing that all happen. Now, seeing, like, you know, listening to Dead Body Man and Chicken Hunting and Falling Apart and other songs in acoustic, because everybody was like, oh, an acoustic, how are they going to do acoustic? Everybody, that's not an acoustic thing. It was more of a stripped-down thing. You had DJ Carlito DJing, you had Rude Boy in the back, you know, doing backup vocals, and it was just awesome. Because you were able to see something that you never thought. And I really wish that they would release the music of it. I don't know if they were filming it or whatever, but it would be nice to be able to relive that. Like, that was awesome. So, technically, for your first concert, what did you think about it?
Good.
I mean, it's not what you're going to experience when they come to town for the new album, but I mean, what did you think about hearing, like, songs that you like and enjoy stripped down to an acoustic version? I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was dope as fuck, but I loved it.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean, the stage set was kind of funny. They had, like, these 2 big chairs, Christmas trees.
Oh, man.
It was fun. It was a good time. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad they did it. It was worth every penny.
That's true.
It was just awesome being in there. Like, everybody, like, that's been in that Juggalo world has always wanted something that you could get in there. They just don't open a door and let anybody in there. So to be able to do that, the $150 a ticket, well spent. I will not complain about that. It was, you know, that whole experience was priceless. And you know, we saw CPN. He was there. We were talking to him out in the smoking tent outside. I mean, people were blazing and rolling weed like crazy. It was awesome. Everybody had a good time. Even Luco came. I wish Luco was here to film this, but Luco isn't, and you'll see him on a lot more videos on this channel. He's not the typical Juggalo, but he does enjoy some of the music, and he went to his first ICP experience, and I know he loved it. He thought it was fantastic.
In amazing form. Yeah,
I mean, just to go. I mean, we were, you know, it was the 4 of us hanging out, having a good time, hanging with people, you know, just doing our thing, and it was great. And I can't wait for everybody to have more experiences, because, you know, with the new album coming out next week.
Yeah, isn't it Fearless Fred, right? Yeah, Fearless Fred Fury.
Yeah, Fearless Fred Fury. That's coming out on February 15th. You know, a tour is going to come around, and that'll be like what I would call your first true ICP like concert. Even though, like, I'm not knocking the acoustic, because that was beautiful, that was amazing, but you didn't get the full, what I call the full experience with the Fago throwing and everything. But this is big ballers we're talking about, and it was amazing. Like, I couldn't ask for anything more. I didn't know what was going to happen. It was probably the best Psychopathic event that I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot. I've played them, like the Gathering in 07. I've played various different Psychopathic shows back in the day, and being a part of it and going and watching. I mean, I've been to, you know, when they had tours going around multiple times, you know, like close by cities in the tour, and doing different legs of the tour and all. And I would go to everything. I would soak it all up. It was just such a great time, and I really loved what we did. Like, it was awesome. Like, and I was happy that you got to experience it with me.
Yeah.
Like, if we didn't take you, you would have missed out on something amazing. Like, I've been to gatherings, I've been to concerts, I've been, you know what I mean? And, like, this tops anything that I've ever done personally involved with Psychopathic. This is the best thing that I've ever done. Like, this was, like, the best experience that you could ever imagine. and hopefully that you enjoyed all the different pictures and stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed that, hey, this was a surprise birthday party for him. Now, before we end this, let's talk about the after party, which you got screwed on.
Oh, yeah.
Technically. It didn't say at the Token Lounge you had to be 21 plus until we got there. He's 14, he's not 21 plus. So we were either going to leave and miss out, or he would sit in the car. So him and Lugo sat in the car so my brother and I could go enjoy the after party for quite a bit. You were in the car for what, 2 or 3 hours or something like that?
Yeah.
And what I did was...
Sleeping in and out.
What I did was I filmed all the wrestling things so that way he could see it. And then I live streamed Light's performance because Jeremy is a huge Light fan. Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So he couldn't get to see it. And I actually talked to Light a couple times.
You did?
After that, yeah, I talked to him and I told him, I was like, yo, like, that was awesome. I'm like, I can't wait for the new album. I'm like, I told him what had happened to you, and he's like, oh, that sucks. I was like, yeah, I said, he still got to see it because I live streamed it to him so he could see it. And Light thought that was awesome. Like, he really, really thought, like, that was cool as hell that, I took you out there as a surprise, not knowing nothing. It was your first Psychopathic event, and then you got the bone on the thing, on the, not being able to see the after party, and then being able to still see his performance. And that made him happy that you were still, and then you still enjoyed the performance, because I mean, Light tore it up. I know, like, Light catches a lot of shit, and people are like, I don't like Light. Same thing like Ouija Mac. And you know what? That's the future, and that's the way the future's going. We all can't be stuck in the past, unfortunately. We always have those memories of the past, but I got to give it up to Light and Ouija Mac for, I mean, Ouija Mac wasn't there, but I got to say, for Light's performance in the after party, that was fucking banging, and I'm glad that he still got to, even though it was on his phone, he still got to see it. It's recorded. He can watch it at any time to relive that. It was awesome. So much love to Psychopathic, for ICP, and Rude Boy, and Jump Steady, and Keegan, and everybody at Psychopathic. Light with his performance. And it was awesome. It was great, like meeting CPN and all these other different people. It was, we met a lot of people and talked to a lot of different juggalos that were out in the, at the event. And it was just awesome. It was family love, man. It was awesome. And I can't wait for the next event. So, thank you guys for watching. Leave us a comment down below. If you haven't, please subscribe. You're going to see more of this Jeremy JuggaNUTZ over here. And we'll see what happens in the future. Till next time, everybody. Peace out, y'all.